Call from mom. Answer it. Call silenced.
Instacart knows nothing gets between you and the game. That's why they make ordering from your couch easy. Stock up today and get all your groceries for the week delivered in as fast as 30 minutes without missing a minute of the game.
You have 47 new voicemails.
Download the app to get free delivery on your first 3 orders while supplies last. Minimum $10 per order. Additional terms apply.
Celebrate and save at Ashley's Anniversary Sale. With Hot Buys, your choice of colors starting at just $3.99. Ashley Sleep mattresses starting at $2.50. Plus, receive a free adjustable base with select mattress purchases. And shop top mattress brands like Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, Purple, and Beautyrest Black with 60-month special financing. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. No minimum purchase required. Minimum monthly payment, down payment, tax, and delivery may be required. See store for details.
Have you ever covered a carpet stain with a rug? Ignored a leaky faucet? Pretended your half-painted living room is supposed to look that way? Well, you're not alone. We've all got unfinished home projects. Whether it's a door that sticks, or a disorganized closet, or an AC unit that only works half the time. It all matters. You just haven't taken care of it yet. But there's an easier way. Just download the Thumbtack app. You can search for what you need done and find tons of highly rated pros right in your neighborhood. Check prices, reviews, and book a pro right on the spot. Plus, you'll know what to tackle next, because Thumbtack is the app that shows you what to do, who to hire, and when. Pull out your phone and in just a few taps, say goodbye to all those unfinished home projects and say hello to caring for your home the easier way. Download Thumbtack and start a project today.
To run this show. I'm as confused as I've ever been.
And Jason Duda, for today anyway.
Man, I'm so much smarter than I get credit for, or that I give myself credit for.
That sounds like a lethal combination.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Stand by for action.
Welcome back, everyone. It is hour number 2 of the Bob and Jeff Show on KFH Radio. Bob Lutz, Jason Duda in today for Jeff. Mike Purchase has hung around after our interview with Dustin Arbuckle and his 15 different bands, which I
that was
still don't know. But hey, I do the best I can here.
Well, I think you might be able to blame some of this on Mike today, but he should never have the dog sleep in their bed ever again.
No, Mike's not himself.
There's something wrong with the guy today.
Yeah, it's the dog's fault.
You sound tired, even.
Yeah.
So this
it was a bad situation you got yourself into.
So what was the dog doing? Because Misty, when she sleeps with us, she sleeps like a rock, and there's absolutely, unless she needs to go outside, which happens about twice a week, that she'll wake up in the middle of the night and need to go outside. But unless that happens, she's a rock. So how did your dog react to sleeping with you?
Well, he's still a puppy for one thing. But he gets between my wife and I, and it's not that he has to get there. He has to stretch out with his paws and feet pressing against my back, and it's, I need my sleep. He likes to get there and then he'll lick you to death. You'll be sound asleep, and all of a sudden he'll decide that he needs to clean your nose out or something. He's got to learn.
Oh my God!
And I
you may have already created a monster here, so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it's
be interesting.
Yeah, I'm having second thoughts about him and Misty hooking up and meeting each other. I'll tell you that.
So let's get into movies for a minute, because I just knowing we were going to talk pop culture, and knowing how much I depend now, virtually all of my viewing is on streaming. I haven't been in a movie theater in more than 4 years, which I'm not proud of that, but it's a fact. So here are the top 3 grossing movies of the week: Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, Dune Part 2, Kung Fu Panda 4. It's like, and this has been a criticism of Hollywood for a while, it's like all they can do is remake stuff and hope it's popular.
Yeah, although Dune is more of a continuation, as is the Ghostbusters, it's more of a continuation. It's a series of type of things. So, the thing about it, though, Bob, you're exactly right. We do have Kong versus Godzilla coming out, which is a little bit different, not much. But do you know the most watched movie last week? You know what it was? It was not at the theaters. The most watched movie last week was Roadhouse on Amazon Prime.
Oh yeah, that makes and it's not gotten great reviews either.
No, it's not a horrible movie, but you can't replace Patrick Swayze in that movie. And if you go in and expecting that's what they're trying to do, you'll hate the movie. Jake Gyllenhaal is a fine actor, and Conor McGregor does a great job in the movie. I mean, I don't know if that's really Conor McGregor playing Conor McGregor or what, but he does a great job. But the number one watched movie was The Roadhouse. So you're not alone in that you're watching mostly streaming. That's what most people are still doing, is they're watching the streaming shows. So I do expect Kong versus Godzilla to do great at the box office, because the last Godzilla movie was as good as any movie last year. It was a great movie, and an Academy Award-winning movie, in fact.
Well, I'll be going. My daughter and I like watching those ones, so I might actually end up going to the theater to see that one. Have you seen Dune 2? I've heard it's good. My wife heard it was good, so we watched it this weekend. Wasn't a big fan. Pretty slow, hard to follow. What are your thoughts?
I've got friends that love the Dune series, that love the movies. This will come as a surprise. I've never made it through the original Dune movie. I bought it to try to get through it. I've never made it through the original, so no, I've not seen it, and I don't know what. Some science fiction I like. I love Dave Bautista, who's in the new Dune movies, but that type of science fiction, to me, I'm with you, Jason. It's slow, and frankly, for me, it gets a little boring, and I know a lot of people are going to really have issues with that, but that's just me. So, but I've not seen it. I can't get through the first one from 1990 something.
Yeah, well, I tried watching the first one a couple months ago and couldn't get through it, and then we watched it. My son was not engaged. My daughter left. She was like, "This is terrible." So, but we'd heard that the second one was really good, so we decided to watch it. But we were not impressed.
Yeah. Did you make it all the way through it?
Yeah, but I was halfway through. I turned on the basketball game. So does that tell you how much I was into it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised you watched it over the basketball game in the first place.
Well, I had the basketball game on the iPad, so I watched the basketball game.
Yeah, it's. The other one. I watched part of the other one. I wanted replays at church the other day.
Oh, there you go. The other one I wanted to ask you about, and I started watching it, and I wanted to find a little bit more on Jesse Owens. Have you watched The Race on Netflix?
I've not seen it. No.
I've watched the first half. I want to look up a couple things to see how close it is to everything that's going on. But it's not bad. I've really enjoyed the first half of it. I'm going to plan on watching the rest tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last thing I watched the new Mel Gibson movie on one of the streaming stations yesterday. That's the last thing I watched. Call In, I think was the name of it. He's a radio shock jock. And it was actually, the ending was quite shocking, to say the least.
Are there is there anything coming up, either streaming or at the theaters? I'm trying to find something here that interests me in terms of what's coming up, and I'd say probably the biggest one that maybe. Have you heard of Monkey Man? Yes,
it's a Jordan Peele movie. I've got a friend I used to appear in conferences with, Maurice Broadus. And him and Jordan Peele are working on a movie project that Maurice wrote right now. But it looks really good. And anything that Jordan Peele has done, and I think Bev Patel directs that as well. And that you're talking about a great lineup that's going to make a very intriguing movie. the whole month of April has some interesting things coming out, but that's certainly near the top of my list of things to see.
Yeah, and I look forward to that. I'm just so locked in. I don't know. My viewing habits are so strange right now. I'll get hooked on YouTube and just watch stuff there, and it's a changing and already changed world. How did movies ever get back to where they were?
Well, I think we kind of started seeing them start to get back to where they were this last year because we had some good movies that came out. And that's what has to happen. We're finally at the place where we're kind of over the COVID, what I call the COVID era, where the movies that were made were kind of secondary scripts, or they were old movies that never got a major theatrical release. And you now see some movies coming out that have some pretty good interest built up around them. So it's just going to take quality movies, and I think we're finally starting to see that.
Are the theaters filling up again, Mike? I mean, is that your experience when you go out to the theater? Do you expect good crowds now?
More so than not. I saw a movie just recently that was I can't believe that there was as many people as there were in the theater, and the movie just wasn't all that good. It was like Immaculate, I think was the name of it, which was kind of a Catholic horror story around demonology and that kind of thing. And I guess there's just like kids and people that keep going to see those kind of movies, but I thought it was horrible, but it was packed. And I just,
Interesting.
I want to see Arthur the King. That looks like a great story that you probably won't see because the dog's in it. Huh?
Is it a sad dog movie?
Well, I don't know. I've not seen it yet. It looks interesting. It's based off of a true story, supposedly, and the numbers for that, which is kind of a family-oriented style movie, have not been the great. I mean, you just named 4 of the top movies this last week, or 3 of the top 4 movies last week, and it wasn't up there. So I think they're down to showing that for one screening a day. Does Arthur sleep with his owner? That becomes a key question.
That might be the spin-off movie.
Yeah. Does he keep him awake all night long? Who knows?
You know, we giggle about that, but it is difficult because I know Misty, our dog, likes to sleep in our bed, but she likes to sleep right up against Debbie. And that becomes at times challenging for my wife because there's not a lot of room for her to move around. So we love our dogs sleeping with us. Do your dogs sleep with you guys?
Yeah, and a lot of times I get up and go sleep downstairs.
Really?
Well, our dogs are 70 pounds apiece.
Oh, man.
So if they both decide they're jumping in there, there's not a lot of room left. And I'm a nutritionally satisfied individual, so I need a little bit more room than I get.
Well, you have a bed downstairs?
Well, yeah, I got another room downstairs. So if need be, I just go and crash down there for a few hours. No big deal.
Well, there you go. Mike, you might have to go crash somewhere else for a few hours.
Well, yeah, I may have to. I've got a couch and a recliner and a bed upstairs. I can try that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Duda.
Mike, I just wanted to ask you one more. Have you seen Napoleon on Apple?
I saw Napoleon in the theaters.
What did you think?
I thought it was a good movie as far as war strategies goes, but it was very boring. And I think my response to the movie is, how in the world, even in a 3-hour movie, how do you compose and show the life of Napoleon Bonaparte? He was such a complicated man, and I got a little bored with it. And I thought the acting was not quite as good as I expected it to be because he's so one-dimensional in the movie.
All right, there you go. There's not a lot of excitement right now.
There's not a lot of good stuff out right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, Thursday night, Godzilla versus Kong.
There you go. I won't be there Thursday night. I'll be watching basketball, but you never know.
And baseball during the day?
Oh, yeah. Baseball during the day. Cardinals open. Tomorrow's a sacred day.
That's why Jeff and I are doing the show.
That's right.
That makes sense now.
Hey, Mike, thank you. Good to talk with you.
You're welcome, guys. Take care.
See you, Mike.
There's Mike Furchess joining us on Wednesday, as he almost always does. We've got Wichita Thunder coming up next. Their coach, Bruce Ramsey. They got hot, then they got cold, and now they're fighting to get into the Western Conference playoffs in the ECHL. We'll talk with the Thunder coach next.
Listen up. I won't sugarcoat it. This is the longest cold, flu, and allergy season we've ever seen, but we're not alone. We've got Instacart. Sure, you may be a coughing snot faucet who just wants mommy, but you're not giving up. Not when cold medicine, fragrant herbal teas, and honey shaped like bears can be delivered through Instacart in as fast as 30 minutes. Now let's go win the sick playoffs.
Daddy, I just want my soup.
Oh, sorry, Sport. App says it'll be here in a few minutes. Instacart for the win.
Celebrate and save at Ashley's Anniversary Sale. With Hot Buys, your choice of colors starting at just $3.99. Ashley Sleep mattresses starting at $2.50. Plus, receive a free adjustable base with select mattress purchases. And shop top mattress brands like Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, Purple, and Beautyrest Black with 60-month special financing. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. No minimum purchase required. Minimum monthly payment, down payment, tax, and delivery may be required. See store for details.
Have you ever covered a carpet stain with a rug? Ignored a leaky faucet? Pretended your half-painted living room is supposed to look that way? Well, you're not alone. We've all got unfinished home projects. Whether it's a door that sticks, or a disorganized closet, or an AC unit that only works half the time. It all matters. You just haven't taken care of it yet. But there's an easier way. Just download the Thumbtack app. You can search for what you need done and find tons of highly rated pros right in your neighborhood. Check prices, reviews, and book a pro right on the spot. Plus, you'll know what to tackle next, because Thumbtack is the app that shows you what to do, who to hire, and when. Pull out your phone and in just a few taps, say goodbye to all those unfinished home projects and say hello to caring for your home the easier way. Download Thumbtack and start a project today.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Here is the coach of the Wichita Thunder, Bruce Ramsey. Coach, welcome. How are you?
Thanks for having me on, guys. Doing all right. Just got done practice and getting ready for a big weekend coming up against the Tulsa Oilers.
Yeah, you play them a lot down the stretch here, and you need to play well, and you need a little help to be able to get into the playoffs. What looked like a really good stretch that you had, then you hit kind of a bumpy road. How difficult is it to stay on those good runs?
Yeah, we went 9-2-1, and then obviously our last four games, which I believe we've played probably some of our best hockey of the season. We lost every game by one goal and ran into some hot goaltending, so it was pretty frustrating. I thought we outplayed Iowa all weekend long and just didn't get the offense that we needed to push past them. Only gave up 6 goals in 3 games, so defensively we were fine. But as Dudes knows, you got to put the puck in the net to win hockey games. So we got our work cut out in front of us, but I believe in our group. I believe we have a very good hockey club, and if we can find ourselves somehow manage to get into the playoffs, I think we could do some damage there.
Well, Remmer, I was looking, and your power play seems to be pretty good. It's running at almost 25%, but like you said, you only had 3 goals this weekend. Has it been the 5-on-5 play that's kind of cost you when it comes to putting the puck in the net this year?
Our power play, we didn't score a power play goal this weekend, and that really would have helped. Prior to that, it was running at like 26.5%. So it was a big reason why we did, obviously went on our run. But our power play has been pretty consistent all season. 5-on-5. Over the last 6 weeks, I'd say our 5-on-5 play has been very good. We had our struggles early on in the year when we had a lot of moving parts in our lineup. Playing Kansas City 15 times. In our first 55 games, which was probably 30% of our schedule, definitely didn't help. I don't like making excuses, but They're 46-10, I think, right now. So they've been beating up on everybody. So, when you have to play a good team like that was loaded with contract players, it made it tough. But in the end, last 3 or 4 games against them, I think we got 3 wins. So, we started to kind of figure that one out. But, sometimes too little too late. We don't want to say that because we still got 9 games left and could quite easily just go on another run.
Bruce Ramsey, our guest, head coach of the Wichita Thunder. So I'm a baseball guy, and I know that the Wind Surge here in town, it's affiliated with the Minnesota Twins, the AA franchise. They have very little say in what their roster looks like. So they stress entertainment and fan-friendly things, and they really don't know from year to year what kind of a team they're going to have. What's it like in hockey now? Well, I know that the Thunder used to have a big say in what kind of a team you put on the ice, and it was kind of constructed by the coach and the front office. And now that there are these affiliations, yours with San Jose, what's it like now?
I'm sure we're not quite like the baseball team, which probably has about 80 or 90% of their players under contract with their affiliate. We only have 2. We have a goalie and 2 forwards under contract, and the rest are guys that I've recruited. So pretty well, I have to say. Obviously your contracted players are going to play, but when you only have a few of them, it doesn't make that much of a difference. So basically, the team is on me.
Rammer, I got to ask you. I've been to a couple games this year, and, obviously when you and I played together, the game was a lot different. What do you think of the state of hockey right now? I mean, it just doesn't seem as physical as it was. Do you think that's a problem when it comes to the fan base and that sort of thing? And do you like the way the game is now, or did you prefer it back when we played 20 years ago?
Well, I can tell you that I didn't really enjoy fighting 30 times a year.
Yeah, well, see, Robert, I didn't have to, so it was okay for me to ask that question.
Yeah, exactly. And definitely, the game is faster. These kids come out of their respective colleges or junior teams, and they're highly skilled. The East Coast Hockey League, obviously, there used to be a lot of teams and a lot of leagues, and now the AA area is down to 28 teams in one league. So obviously you condense the talent, and there's just so much more. Youth hockey is growing so much throughout the USA now that, it's quite common now to get players from California, from Florida. Look at Allen, the Allen Americans. They have all kinds of players that, grew up in Dallas and played in Dallas that are elite players. So, it's just the game has gotten so fast and definitely not as physical. You can just tell, I used to average 30 fights a year, and now, if you get over 10 majors in our league, you start getting suspended. So they've definitely put a clamp down on that, and that's pretty well the status quo now with hockey, throughout North America. So, I still love it. It's fast-paced, highly skilled. The transitions are incredible, and you got to be an elite player to play in the ECHL, and it just shows when some of these top end kids come out of college and stuff, and they just don't do well in the East Coast Hockey League. The negative, obviously, the fans love, especially here in Wichita. I know when I played here that they love the rough and tumble kind of play, and we have those kind of players. We're definitely a team that I would put up on the higher echelon in this league for toughness, and we're not shy to get our noses dirty, but you just definitely don't see the 3 or 4 fights that we used to see almost every game.
Bruce Ramsey, our guest from the Thunder. So you do have a couple guys who are having really, really good years. Jay Dickman, one of those, and then Mikkel Stenell had back-to-back seasons of 30 goals. How important are those two guys? A question of the obvious.
Yeah, obviously they've been huge, and they've been massive on our power play, which carried us, on our winning streak that we had. Jay Dickman is my player assistant coach as well, so he does a lot of things off the ice that are really appreciated by myself. And keeps the boys motivated and focused on what we got to do. And Mikhail Stanil is a young Czechoslovakian that, has been a great find for us. We kind of got him out of nowhere. And, for the last 2 years, he's averaged over a point per game and put up some big numbers. And, he's a player. He competes and does a lot of good things, not just offensively, but defensively as well. So definitely 2 key contributors for our lineup.
Remember, before we let you go, on the recruiting side of things, how is that for you right now? I mean, are you looking to Europe maybe a little bit more, especially with the way the game is now? And you and I know we can sit and talk about this, but the European style was never a tough style, but it was always fast-paced and that stuff. Is that somewhere, is a lot of more guys coming from Europe, or is it basically still staying here in North America?
Yeah, there's more Europeans. You see more Europeans coming. Actually, a lot of Europeans are now playing junior over here and then going on to school and playing Division I college. And if when you see you get Europeans, for instance, Mikhail Stanil played junior in North America, then he went to American AIC, American International College, and played Division I there. So a lot of the Europeans you see at our level in this league are players that have been playing in North America and are kind of used to the North American style of game. Which is still different than Europe. And obviously, the size of the ice and the physicality is still higher over here than it will be in Europe. But, no, I love getting kids. We got a mixed batch of kids, major, junior, Division III. My leading scorer this year who went over to Europe was a Division III player, Peter Bates, who at one point was leading the league in scoring. But I definitely do like getting Division I players or good CIS players. My main recruits and pretty well focused and still close to home.
All right. We wish you the best of luck. 9 games left. You trail, I believe, 4 teams to get to that 8th spot in the playoff picture. You got 6 of those games against Tulsa. How many do you feel like you got to win all of them, don't you? Isn't that the mindset going into this?
Yeah, we got to take it game by game, but definitely we got to win a lot more games than we lose. That's for sure. We're going to be looking at from the outside looking in. So, but we got to just take it game by game. You win one and then move on to the next and focus. And every game we're going to go out and compete and play at our hardest, no matter what the situation is. But we still have life, and we have a great group, and I believe we have a strong team. So there's no reason why we can't do what we just did recently and go on another run.
All right, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. Take care.
All right, there you go, Bruce Ramsey from the team that is 13th out of 14 right now in the West. See, numbers don't lie, right? I mean, you can say that you're right there. You've been in close games, and we'll go with that. But you're now at a point where, with 9 games left, it's highly unlikely, as you said earlier in the show, that they're going to get past 4 teams into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, if they were in 9th and they were chasing one team, and Tulsa happens to be in the 8th spot, and you play them that many times, you give yourself a chance. The tough part that the Thunder are in right now is they got to leapfrog 4 other teams also with Tulsa. So even if they beat Tulsa, they got to hope the other teams stumble. So like Bruce said, I mean, you got to go out and just win one and go from there and hopefully get on a streak here and see what happens. That's all you can do, and we wish them the best.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, what I'd tell my team is you got to go win every game.
Well, yeah, that's it. Well, man, you should be coaching, Bob.
I should be.
I mean, that is fantastic stuff.
If it ever happens to where they need me, I'm here. What do you mean, how you feel?
I don't know the lyrics, don't understand it. See, that's how I feel.
Well, normally I do understand it.
But you don't. So now, what I'm saying is now you know how I feel. Are you following me, or have you checked out?
I'm on the verge of being done.
See you later? Just like that?
Kinda.
Like just run commercials and let's go? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm good. I'm a pro.
Oh, heaven forbid. Of course I know that.
And
you remind us all the time.
Every day I'm on this show, I'm giving you my very best effort.
It's fantastic.
Look up and see. Now, see if Jeff was here. I can tell him that. What I'd say to Jeff was look up and see what Knights of White Satin is about.
Knights of White Satin.
Yeah.
The song? Knights of White Satin. Okay, give me 7 minutes.
I'll get to it.
Well, I'm trying. You guys know. Knights. I got to figure out how to spell all these words.
All right, Knights of White Satin. What is the meaning? What is the meaning of the song? Justin Hayward wrote the song. He said it's a song about love, pure and simple. He also said that he was smoking marijuana regularly at the time, so some influence may be attributed to that. Wasn't every song written by somebody who was high?
Possibly. Here's what I got on it. It says, is it Justin Hayward?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he wrote and composed the song at age 19 while touring in Belgium, and titled the song after a girlfriend gave him a gift of satin bed sheets.
Well, there you go. Knights in White Satin.
The song itself was a tale of a yearning love from afar.
Yeah, you're just going to Wikipedia. That's a lazy.
Well, yeah. Well, you said figure it out, so I went and figured it out.
Lazy way to look at it.
Well, what's the other way to look at it when you want something
find
right now? Get it? Like, where do you want me to go?
Find a music source that can give me some deeper information.
You're not going to get any deeper information. That's the information right there.
Are any of the Moody Blues still alive, you ask?
I did? I don't remember asking that, but we can run with it here for a little while if you want.
Denny Lane died in 2023. I don't know. I don't care. I don't even like the Moody Blues.
That's why I was wondering why you're wondering if they're still alive. If you don't care, don't like them, not a fan, what's the point?
Max, are you a fan of the Moody Blues? I'm going to predict Max is.
Why is that?
He's a little pretentious.
Jeez.
Yes, I am.
So there it is. See?
I interviewed John Lodge once. Nice guy.
You're probably just gritting your teeth hearing us talk about him. But you got to admit, they're a little high horse people, right?
No.
They're a little ego. They got a little ego.
No.
Why would you say that? Where's that coming from?
I don't know.
You're just throwing it out there, which is completely wrong. To say that about somebody you've never met or know.
Here's something that could change my mind. So I'm looking here and I'm seeing, what did the Beatles think of the Moody Blues? The Beatles had been friendly with the Moody Blues for years. Paul McCartney obviously knew their material as he invited Denny Lane to join Wings, though he left the Moody Blues in '66. And Paul was always looking for and receiving inspiration from other bands and songs. That doesn't tell me a thing.
Well, hey, you went to Wikipedia. You just told me not to do that.
Yeah, no, that's not from Wikipedia.
Unbelievable.
That's from BeatlesBible.com. And if Paul McCartney liked him, then I guess I got to give him some credit, right?
Why? Because somebody else liked him?
Well, I have deep respect for Paul McCartney.
Well, if that's where you're at, and if Paul says it, you're just going to believe it, then I guess you go with it. I would think that your musical knowledge that you like to spew out on this show all the time, that if you just don't like them, why don't you just stay with that and just say, I'm not a fan?
Here's the situation.
Oh, here we go.
Knights in White Satin is their biggest hit. It's their signature song.
Okay.
And I've never liked that song. So that's tainted how I feel about the whole band. Does that make sense?
Yes. So then just stay with it. Don't say because somebody else liked them that, okay, maybe I'll think about it. No. You're 69 years old, and if your opinion is you're not a fan of the Moody Blues, then stay with it. Stay with it.
Well, I am staying with it. I'm just trying to learn more about them.
It sounds like you're trying to talk yourself into liking them.
No. Here's the greatest thing about the internet. Education. Because when I'm sitting in front of my television watching shows now, I invariably will go to my phone 2 or 3 times just to learn about a particular actor, director, whomever it might be, because I'm curious about these people. So that's a wonderful thing. We used to just sit there with our mouths agape, Oh, there's a Bonanza, and not have any thought.
Well, you gonna tell me you never learned anything from the Dukes of Hazzard?
I never watched the Dukes of Hazzard.
What?
No.
Really?
No interest.
Oh, the Canadians loved that show.
Oh, I'll bet you did.
That
Well,
was fantastic.
you aspired to be that. Have a
were.
pickup truck and wear jeans.
We did. That was us.
And have Daisy Duke give you a call.
And there was always a daisy kicking around. It's fantastic stuff.
Well, there's no
Could have been based on Canada.
Might have been.
It probably was.
You know, just wake up in the morning, low aspirations. If you get out of bed, it's a good day.
Low aspirations.
That's Canada. So
Happy days. Happy days.
It might have been based on Canada.
Very well could have been. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
I think it's great. They never worried about anything.
No.
They all got a good night's sleep.
Does your truck have gas?
It was a good day.
And did Daisy wash her shorts? That's about all you need to know.
Perfect. Simple, stupid.
Then you're good to go, and the rest of the day doesn't matter.
Love it. Absolutely love it. So what are you doing? What's the plan for tonight?
Well, I'm going to go over and visit our education people and our kids at the Leslie Rudd Learning Center. Tomorrow, by the way, you can go out to Old Chicago from 11:30 to 4. They have a big buffet going, ballpark food. It's opening day in Major League Baseball. Old Chicago East at Kellogg and Armour. Head out there, and $17 gets you the buffet. They got drink specials on beers as well. I'm going to head out there around noon or so and enjoy the buffet and hang out for a minute. I really appreciate those folks doing this, and all the proceeds go to League 42. So thank you to everybody, Jason Land, the manager there, and everybody at Old Chicago East for thinking of this, doing it. Looking forward to it. They got burgers, hot dogs, pretzels, you name it. You name the ballpark food. They're serving it in a buffet tomorrow. Sounds right up your alley.
It is kind of right up my alley, and they got beer.
Oh, how good is that?
I might not even eat anything at the buffet.
Well, we'll see. Hope you all make it. Hope you're all back here tomorrow. It'll be Jeff and Jason. I'll see you Friday. Have a good evening.
Celebrate and save at Ashley's Anniversary Sale. With Hot Buys, your choice of colors starting at just $3.99. Ashley Sleep mattresses starting at $2.50. Plus, receive a free adjustable base with select mattress purchases. And shop top mattress brands like Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, Purple, and Beautyrest Black with 60-month special financing. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. No minimum purchase required. Minimum monthly payment, down payment, tax, and delivery may be required. See store for details.
How powerful is Cox Internet? Powerful enough to let your band members in Vegas, Phoenix, and Rhode Island jam like you're all in the same garage. Get Cox Internet powered by fiber with America's fastest download speeds. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, always building better. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial connection. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions may apply. Analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data. Fixed median download speeds. US Q3 2023.
We all agree that reducing carbon emissions is a good thing. And once again, Toyota is leading the way. We hear a lot about fully electric vehicles, and Toyota has them, with more coming in. But we also know a BEV is not for everyone, whether it's because of cost, range, or concern about finding a charging station when you need it. Plus, the raw materials used to manufacture batteries are limited. Enter Beyond Zero, Toyota's vision for a carbon-neutral future. In vehicles and in manufacturing plants, too, in the years ahead. The materials used to make just one long-range battery for an EV could be used to make batteries for 6 plug-in hybrids or 90 gas-electric hybrids. That's why Toyota's position today is electrified, diversified, empowering you to choose how to reduce your own carbon footprint with the vehicle that's right for you, a hybrid, plug-in hybrid, or battery EV. So shop, learn more, and get details at toyota.com/beyond zero. Toyota, let's go places.